Welcome to Daily English Podcast. Learn English slowly, clearly, and with confidence.
Hey there, and welcome to Daily English Podcast. I'm Alex, and in this episode, I have something special for you. We're going to learn and practice English through a story. But don't worry, we're not reading the full book. This is a summarized version of the story. That means it's short, simple, and perfect for English learners like you. The story you'll hear today is called The Count of Monte Cristo, written by Alexandre Dumas. My friend and colleague, Thomas, will narrate the story for you, slowly and clearly. Here's what we'll do today. First, you'll hear the story told in simple English with clear pronunciation. Then, I'll teach you important vocabulary from the story. I'll explain each word in a clear and easy way. And finally, we'll practice shadowing together. That means you can repeat after me, improve your pronunciation, and train your ear. So, get ready. Relax, listen carefully, and enjoy learning English through one of the most famous adventure stories ever told. This is The Count of Monte Cristo, told just for English learners.
A long time ago, in the city of Marseille, there lived a young sailor named Edmond Dantes. He was kind, honest, and full of dreams. He worked hard on a ship called the Pharaon. Everyone on the ship liked him. He was smart, brave, and always ready to help others. Edmond had a beautiful fiancée named Mercedes. They loved each other deeply. They planned to get married soon. Life seemed perfect for Edmond. He had love, friends, and a great future ahead. But not everyone was happy for him. Some men were jealous of Edmond's success. One of them was Danglars, a man who worked on the same ship. He was greedy and wanted Edmond's position. Another was Fernand, who secretly loved Mercedes and hated Edmond. Together, they made a terrible plan. They decided to destroy Edmond's life. On the night of his engagement party, they wrote a false letter. The letter said that Edmond was a traitor, a man helping the enemy, Napoleon. It was a lie, but a dangerous one. The next morning, soldiers came to arrest Edmond. Mercedes cried and tried to stop them. Edmond didn't understand what was happening. He kept saying, "I'm innocent." But no one listened. He was taken to a dark prison in a castle by the sea. The place was called Chateau d'If. Edmond Dantes was only 19 years old. He lost his freedom, his love, and his future, all because of jealousy and lies. His story of revenge and hope begins here. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months, and months turned into years. Edmond Dantes was forgotten in the dark prison of Chateau d'If. He had no friends, no letters, no hope. He often looked at the small window high above him, dreaming of the sea and freedom. He thought of Mercedes every day. Was she still waiting for him? Or did she think he was a traitor? These thoughts broke his heart. One night, Edmund heard a strange sound in the wall. It was a soft tapping. He listened carefully. Someone was digging. He began tapping back. Soon, a voice whispered through the stone. It was another prisoner. His name was Abbe Faria. Abbe Faria was an old man, wise, patient, and very kind. He had been in prison for many years. He was a priest, a teacher, and a scientist. He had tried to escape many times. Finally, after weeks of hard digging, the wall broke open. Edmund and Abbe Faria met face to face. From that day, Edmund was no longer alone. Abbe Faria taught him everything he knew. He taught him languages, history, math, and philosophy. Slowly, Edmund became a very educated man. The two men became like father and son. They talked for hours about life, hope, and freedom. One day, Abbe Faria told Edmund a great secret. He said, "My friend, I once knew the location of a hidden treasure." Edmund listened with wide eyes. Faria continued, "The treasure is buried on the island of Monte Cristo." He described the gold, jewels, and coins hidden there long ago. He said, "If I ever escape, that treasure will be yours." But soon the old man grew sick. He could no longer move or speak easily. He gave Edmund a small piece of paper with the map and whispered, "Remember Monte Cristo." A few moments later, the kind old priest closed his eyes forever. Edmund held his friend's hand and cried quietly. That night, Edmund made a brave decision. He would escape, no matter what it took. He switched places with the body of Abbe Faria inside the burial sack. The guards came and carried the sack away. They threw it off the cliff into the dark sea below. The sea was cold and wild, but Edmund cut open the sack and swam to the surface. For the first time in 14 years, he was free. The sea was cold and deep, but Edmond Dantes was stronger than fear. He swam for hours until he reached a small island. He was weak and tired, but his heart was full of hope. He had escaped. After 14 long years in prison, Edmund was finally free. He remembered Abbe Faria's words, Monte Cristo. The island of Monte Cristo was far away, but Edmund made his way there. He joined a group of sailors and worked with them. No one knew who he really was. He used a false name and waited for his chance. Months later, his ship stopped near Monte Cristo. At night, Edmund went to the island alone. He climbed the rocks, searched the caves, and dug through the sand. And then he found it. A large chest filled with gold, jewels, diamonds, and silver coins. Edmund fell to his knees. He couldn't believe his eyes. The treasure was real. He whispered, "Thank you, my friend Faria." Now Edmund was no longer a poor sailor. He was one of the richest men in the world.
But he had not forgotten the people who destroyed his life. He remembered their names: Danglars, Fernand, and Villefort, the judge who betrayed him. He decided to change his name, his voice, and his life. The world would no longer know Edmond Dantes. From now on, he would be known as the Count of Monte Cristo. Years passed. The Count returned to France, dressed in rich clothes, traveling in a beautiful carriage. No one recognized him. He smiled politely, but behind that smile was a plan for justice. He helped the poor, spoke kindly, and earned everyone's trust. But deep inside, his heart was still burning with pain. One by one, he found the men who betrayed him. He didn't use violence, he used clever plans. He destroyed their power, their money, and their lies. Danglars lost his fortune. Villefort lost his name and respect. Fernand, the man who stole Mercedes, lost everything. When Fernand finally saw who the Count really was, his face turned pale. He whispered, "Edmond Dantes," and he ran away in shame. Mercedes, gentle and kind, recognized Edmond too. Tears filled her eyes. She said softly, "I always knew you were innocent." At that moment, Edmond's heart changed. He realized that revenge had brought him no peace. He had destroyed his enemies, but he still felt empty. He looked at Mercedes one last time and said, "I forgive them, and I forgive myself." He gave much of his treasure to those who needed it. Then, quietly, he left France forever. He sailed away toward the blue horizon, free at last. And that is how the young sailor Edmond Dantes became the Count of Monte Cristo, a man who learned that true freedom comes not from gold or revenge, but from forgiveness.
Okay, it's Alex here again from Daily English Podcast. Now it's time to learn some important words from today's story. Listen carefully. I'll explain each word, give you an example, and then you can shadow. Repeat after me. Ready? Let's begin. Word 1. Prison. A prison is a place where people are kept when they are punished for a crime. In the story, Edmond was sent to a dark prison called Chateau d'If. Repeat after me. Prison. He was sent to prison. Word 2. Betray. To betray means to hurt someone who trusts you. In the story, Danglars and Fernand betrayed Edmond. Repeat after me. Betray. They betrayed Edmond. Word 3. Treasure. Treasure means a box full of gold, jewels, or valuable things. In the story, Edmond found a great treasure on the island of Monte Cristo. Repeat after me. Treasure. He found a hidden treasure. Word 4. Revenge. Revenge means doing something bad to someone who hurt you first. At first, Edmond wanted revenge on the people who destroyed his life. Repeat after me. Revenge. He wanted revenge. Word 5. Forgive. To forgive means to stop feeling angry at someone who hurt you. At the end, Edmond learned to forgive. Repeat after me. Forgive. He forgave them all. Now let's practice shadowing, speaking together. I'll say short sentences from the story. You repeat exactly what you hear. Ready? Let's go. He was a young sailor. He was kind and honest. They betrayed him. He escaped from prison. He found a treasure. He became the Count of Monte Cristo. He wanted revenge. But he learned to forgive. Great job today. You listened, learned new words, and practiced shadowing. Remember, learning English through stories helps you feel the language, not just study it. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to Daily English Podcast. I'm Alex, and I'll see you next time with another story to learn English through emotion, imagination, and practice. Thank you for listening. And remember, keep learning, keep growing, and keep speaking English every day.